Right friends, welcome back to News Analysis and Features. This is 36th week from 31st August to 6th September, and we are going to deliberate in detail about three issues. One is the allotment of 69 marginal oil fields, shift from cost recovery to revenue sharing model. We discussed something in the lecture part. Now we are going to deliberate what are the advantages of changing certain conditions by the central government and what are its repercussions. Second important point is refugees and migrants. Refugees are also one type of migrants, but I would like to differentiate between refugees and economic migrants. What is the exact difference? Third one is let us have a glance at various sports awards. Right, first and the foremost is allotment of 69 marginal oil fields, shift from cost recovery to revenue sharing model. Sometime back, C. Rangarajan committee recommended shift in the allotment of oil fields from cost recovery model. Cost recovery model is also known as profit sharing model. Shift from cost recovery model or profit sharing model to revenue sharing model was recommended by C. Rangarajan committee report. Government not yet implemented this, but for the first time, while giving the licenses for marginal oil fields, this experiment is being implemented for the first time. And what is meant by marginal oil field? Marginal oil fields are small oil fields which may not be economical, but looking at the technical aspects and other economic considerations like government giving several incentives, and if you look at it in totality, they may be made economical because of some incentives, and 63 were held by ONGC and 6 were held by OIL, that is Oil India Limited, for several years without exploration because they are marginal oil fields. The economic viability is not that good. Because of that reason, ONGC and Oil India Limited has not explorated these oil fields, and these oil fields, idle oil fields you can say, of around 70,000 crores of rupees, now getting unlocked, and government contemplates to give them to private parties. And please don't forget, the 10th new exploration policy of government is yet to be unveiled, and before that, government is testing the waters with the shift or paradigm shift in the methodology of getting revenue from oil fields when they are given to private parties. Right. Let us look at the meaning of cost recovery model or profit sharing model. In the oil and gas exploration, lot of capital investment, or you can say huge capital investment is involved, and companies are required to spend billions of dollars. And first, once the production starts, they will recover the cost. First they will recover the cost, and subsequently whatever the profits will be shared by the government and the private oil company. Initially, they have to spend billions of dollars on exploration, and after the commencement of production of oil, they will recover that cost first, and subsequently the profits will be shared by the government and the company. That is profit sharing model or cost recovery model, which was in vogue for several years. But what is the disadvantage of it? The biggest disadvantage of this cost recovery model is it is not transparent, and it led to several disputes because it is not sure, or it is not clear whether the private company will tell the exact cost or not, and it is very difficult for the government to ascertain whether they have spent that much or not. So it is lacks transparency. That's why C. Rangarajan committee recommended please shift from cost recovery model to revenue sharing model. So what is the beauty of revenue sharing model? Revenue sharing model is simply once the production starts, as per the let down quoted rates or as per the let down agreement between government and the oil companies, the revenue will be shared. And government is not bothered about their cost and their investment. That is none of the business of government. Government will only look at the production and they will get certain percentage of revenue in the production based on the production from that well. Right? Based on the agreed terms, government will get revenue. So, this is the first time government tried this cost recovery model to revenue sharing model for this 69 marginal oil fields. The second important shift is government has gone for unified licensing policy. Unified licensing policy means for all the hydrocarbons, for the allotted blocks, whatever the hydrocarbons available, hydrocarbons may be in the form of oil, maybe in the form of gas, maybe they may get shale gas, shale oil, maybe some places coal bed methane may be there. For all these types of hydrocarbons, it will be unified licensing policy. Previously, separate licenses were required to be taken for each and every type of hydrocarbon. But now, it is one license, that is unified licensing policy. This is the second shift. The third important aspect is companies can sell gas or oil to any customer of their choice. They can sell to any customer of their choice at the market determined rates. At the market rates, they can sell the product. Government is not imposing any condition or stipulation. Please sell gas to this firm. Please allot oil to this. No such restrictions. Now, it will be a freedom to sell to company of their choice. Right? They can sell to any customer of their choice. So, these three are the paradigm shifts in this allotment of 69 marginal oil fields, and here some other aspects I have given in this PPT. And after signing the agreement, they have to start production. Time schedule is also given, 3 years, 4 years and 6 years, and bid documents will be made available in 3 months, and the winning bidders will be given license for 20 years, right? So, these are the changes, and let us look at the advantages. I have already told you all these things. Profit sharing to revenue sharing removes the hassles of looking at the accounts of exploration companies. It is very difficult to ascertain what is the cost involved. So, it is the government's botheration or the government's hassles of looking into the accounts of oil companies will go away. That is the biggest advantage for the governments. Second important point is it is a revenue and royalty sharing mechanism, and companies are allowed to sell crude oil or natural gas at the market determined prices. Government will not put any restrictions. Third important point is unified license to all the hydrocarbons in the field. I have already told you, it may be oil, it may be gas, it may be shale oil, it may be shale gas. Whatever it is, it will be unified licensing policy. So, these three are the advantages of the strategic shift in the allotment or paradigm shift in the decisions taken by the government. And of course, the fourth point relates to unlocking the potential, because these 69 marginal oil blocks are pending for the past several years with the state-owned oil companies. Now it is the time to unlock their value. So, that way it is advantageous. So, these four are the advantages. First three are because of strategic shift in the decision making. Please don't forget. And if this is successful, probably 10th new exploration licensing policy may look at this, and they may incorporate this model if this is proved to be successful. Then constraints. These are marginal oil fields. I have already told you they are uneconomical. If you look at them, government has to give a lot of incentives. And the first point is falling oil prices and profitability pressures. Several oil companies across the world are pruning their costs because the global oil prices have fallen from over $100 per barrel to less than $50 per barrel, and at present it is around $40 to $43 per barrel. Second is state-owned oil companies, ONGC ignored these blocks for several years, especially during the high rates of oil. The question to be asked is, when they were not economical in the period of high oil prices, how they are going to be economical now when the oil prices are at around $40 per barrel. Third important point is several oil exploration companies are pruning down their expenditure because of oil glut, and under these circumstances, whether anyone will come forward to take these blocks is the moot question at this juncture. The fourth one is success or failure depends on the government's fiscal incentives, and this will be known when the final plan will be announced. And the final word is, of course, government is testing the waters before the 10th new exploration licensing policy is unveiled, which is going to be unveiled shortly. Right? Look into the next one. Refugees and migrants. Refugees are also one type of migrants. If you put it to the migration in a general perspective, all comes under migrants. If you take the general meaning of word migration, but I would like to differentiate between refugees and economic migrants, because the persons are fleeing the country because of the reasons, that means internal strife, internal armed conflict, persecution by the state, human rights violations. If these things persist in a country, if people are fleeing because of these reasons, they should be categorized as refugees. And let us look at the difference between refugees and economic migrants. Refugees. Now a lot of migration is taking place, starting from Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Eritrea. Several people are migrating towards Europe. These are not economic migrants. These are refugees, and they are governed by specific laws in the world. 1951 Refugee Convention of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Then 1967 Protocol. They are the guiding principles when dealing with refugees. And why people migrate? I have already told you, people migrate because of human rights violations in their country, because of armed conflict, because of persecution. What is the meaning of persecution? Ill treatment given to a person because he belongs to particular race, particular religion. If the person is treated badly, that is ill treatment or hostility towards a person because he belongs to particular caste or particular religion, that is persecution. So, in a country, if persecution persists, human rights violations are there, armed conflict is there, state is not able to protect the citizens, then people migrate, that is refugees. Now the crisis in the Europe is a refugee crisis. Several people are migrating, and refugees also migrate because of the fear of the already told reasons. Not only that, when the person feels that state may not protect them, then also they will flee, right? And these are the refugees. And if you look at the privileges enjoyed by the refugees, refugees have got certain privileges based on the international convention. The privileges are safety from deportation to the country where they face persecution. That means if a person is fleeing a country because of persecution to another country, then they should not be deported back. That country should not send them back. The second important point is they have to provide administrative assistance. They have to give fair treatment, and they have to protect the basic human rights without any discrimination of race and place of birth, etc. Right? And I have already told you, When the persons flee due to internal turmoil, armed conflict, human rights violations, then Refugees Convention of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees will give protection under the law, and as per the protocol, refugees are to be treated basically with humanitarian considerations. If you look at whoever is migrating, Syria, why people are migrating from Syria? Due to internal turmoil and armed conflict. ISIS occupied almost half of the country or 1/3 of the country. Afghanistan, due to the threat from Taliban, and the government is not able to protect the citizens. If you look at Myanmar, Rohingya Muslims are fleeing the country because of the persecution. They belong to Muslim community. They are ill-treated in their country. That's why they are fleeing. Then Eritrea. There are news reports that there are human rights violations in Eritrea. That's why people are fleeing. Eritrea is East African country. Then Iraq. All of you are well aware, 1/3 of the portion is occupied by ISIS. Internal turmoil and armed conflict. So the persons fleeing from these countries are refugees. They are fleeing to Europe so as to save their lives. That's why they are refugees. And how they are different from economic migrants? Economic migrants are different. Several people in our country, after completing BTech, migrate to United States of America with better economic prospects to better their lives. That is economic migration. So, economic migration is basically for better economic prospects. If people migrate to another country, that is economic migration, and the rules pertaining to refugees are not applicable for economic migrants. Economic migrants will be dealt by individual country depending on the immigration rules in that country. If I want to go to America, they may not accept. Immigration rules in that country may not permit me to come to America. So, immigration rules of one particular country will determine whether these migrants are allowed or not. But refugees are not like that. There is a let-down convention and they cannot refuse because they are facing persecution, armed conflict, threat to life is there. So, when a person is moving away because of ill treatment, threat to life, that is a refugee. But when a person is moving solely on consideration of bettering their lives, that is economic migration. Please understand the difference. Right, before concluding news analysis part, let us look at various sports awards. Please don't forget, these sports awards are given by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. The highest award is the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. If you look at the performance of the person 4 years prior to the year of consideration, this Rajiv Khel Ratna Award is the highest award if you look at it from the perspective of 4 years performance prior to the year of award. But if you look at from the perspective of lifetime achievement, then probably Dhyan Chand Award comes at the top. And let us look at one by one. One is Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. And please don't forget, these awards are given by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And the first one is Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. This was instituted in the year 1992 and first winner was Viswanathan Anand of chess. And latest winner is Sania Mirza in tennis. And the modalities I have given, this is the highest sports honor in the country. And normally one award each year will be given, but there may be some exceptions. This is basically to recognize the spectacular and most outstanding performance in the field of sport over a period of 4 years immediately preceding the year of award. If the award is given in 2015, the performance or highest performance during the preceding 4 years will be taken. And for excellence in sports and games at international level, maybe at Olympics, maybe at Asian Games, maybe at Commonwealth Games, maybe at World Games and World Cup, and nominations will be received from Indian Olympic Association, national sports federations. Each and every sport has got its own federation at national level. Nominations will be taken from state governments, union territories, sports promotion and control boards of various state governments will nominate. And this is the highest sports honor for the sports persons, and it carries a medal, a scroll of honor and rupees 7,50,000 in cash, please don't forget. Look at the next one, Arjuna Award. Arjuna Award was instituted in the year 1961, and after Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, this Arjuna Award comes second, and this was instituted in 1961. This is also to recognize outstanding achievements of sports persons in the field of sports at international level, and not only that, they will consider indigenous games. Indigenous games means the games which are played at local level. They are known to be origin in India, and you can say they are games played at local level only. And sports for physically challenged persons will also be considered, and same thing, they should have 4 years of performance prior to the year of award. Not only sports, they have to show leadership, sportsmanship and a sense of discipline also, and second time this award will not be given. And another important aspect is, normally 15 persons will be selected, but there are some exceptions. Every year Arjuna Awards will be given for 15 persons, but there will be some exceptions. And please don't forget, not only the performance in the sports, here the qualities of leadership, sportsmanship and a sense of discipline will also be considered, and categories also include indigenous games which are indigenous to India only. Sports for physically challenged people will also be considered, and please don't forget, here it consists of a statuette. What is the meaning of statuette? The meaning of statuette is a small statue, and a certificate, a ceremonial dress. All the award winners will wear the ceremonial dress. Cash prize of rupees 5 lakhs will be there. After this, DRONACHARYA award is for coaches. This was instituted in 1985, and this is to honor the coaches who has done outstanding work for promoting sports on a consistent basis, and given for eligible coaches who produce outstanding results in different Olympic games, non-Olympic sports, for indigenous sports, I have already told you, recognized by the government of India. And there are 2 categories here, please don't forget. The 2 categories are outstanding performance during the past 4 years, and 2 awards will be given for lifetime achievement over a period of 20 years. Total awards are 5. Out of 5 awards, 2 awards will be given for lifetime achievement over a period of 20 years, and remaining 3 awards will be for the achievement during the past 4 years. So these 2 categories, please don't forget when it comes to DRONACHARYA awards, and here a statuette of DRONACHARYA and certificate, ceremonial dress and award of rupees 5 lakhs, please don't forget. Next comes Dhyan Chand Award for lifetime achievement in sports and games. This award is given for lifetime achievement in sports and games, and please don't forget Dhyan Chand, who was born in Allahabad and finally stayed for most of the time at Jhansi, and on the Sipri hill his statue with the hockey stick will be there at Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh. And to become eligible, good performance at international level, contributions after retirement, and they have shown leadership qualities, sportsmanship, sense of discipline, and for such persons this award, which was instituted in the year 2002, is being given. But please don't forget, every year maximum 3 awards will be given, and here the objective of this is to honor the sports persons, not only their sports career, but beyond their sports career also, their efforts to the sports arena will be considered, and this constitutes a statuette, then certificate, ceremonial dress and cash prize of rupees 5 lakhs will be given. So please don't forget, 7,50,000 is for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna, and for remaining 3 awards, Arjuna Award, DRONACHARYA Award, Dhyan Chand Award for lifetime achievement in sports and games, award money will be 5 lakh rupees only. Right. Look at the next one, RASHTRIYA Khel PROTSAHAN PURASKAR. This was started in the year 2009 and discontinued subsequently and revived this year in the year 2015. Basically, it is given to the organizations, maybe corporate entities, public sector undertakings, private sector undertakings, sports control boards, non-governmental organizations at state level and national level, who are primarily responsible for inculcating the sports culture. That means there are 4 categories. One is identification, nurturing of budding or young talent. That means to identify children at young level, at the young age, and training them. At least 50 students should have been trained. Second is encouragement of sports through corporate social responsibility. Companies have to spend certain amount under corporate social responsibility, and if that is used for sports, that will be considered. Third is employment of sports persons and sports welfare members. If company gives some employment to sports persons, this KHEI PROTSAHAN PURASKAR will be given. Fourth is sports for development, and there will be 1 award in each category, and companies, sports promotion boards, non-governmental organizations are eligible for this. It carries a trophy, a citation and no cash prize. And this is revised from this year onwards, given to the organizations who promote sports. Please don't forget. Look into the last one, MAULANA ABUL KALAM AZAD trophy. You may ask, who is MAULANA ABUL KALAM AZAD? The first education minister of independent India, freedom fighter, and on his birth anniversary, we celebrate National Education Day on November 11th. And this is started in the name of MAULANA ABUL KALAM AZAD trophy. Basically, it is a running trophy awarded annually to university. If university is in the promotion of sports activities, that university will be selected, and this was instituted in the year 1956-57, and every year it is a rolling trophy, you can say a running trophy, and this is for all-round performance during the year of award. And here replica of the trophy will be given, and second thing, 10 lakh rupees will be given, and this is to be utilized for acquiring sports equipments. Please don't forget, this is to be utilized exclusively for acquiring the sports equipments, right? Probably this year this Punjabi University got this trophy, I think 4th year in succession, right? So with this, let us conclude the news analysis and features. Please do join for questions and answers advanced. Have a nice day. Thank you.